Wizards of the Coast gave us one Precon, but that Precon was stacked full of brand new legendary creatures that could be your commander. Let's go ahead and grade them. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter and Steven. Say what up, Steven.
What's up, nerds?
We are back doing another video, this time another Commander Grades video, except we're taking a look at the Precon of Turtle Power because it came chock full of brand new legendary creatures that not only are the helm of the actual deck itself, but if you wanted to tear that entire deck apart, there are so many different ways to build a Commander deck, right, Steven?
Yeah, it's honestly kind of crazy. You can build 5-color, you can build 2-color, it's insane.
It is pretty insane. So, before we get started, because we are talking about partner pairings and stuff, I want to remind everybody what this video is. We go ahead, we grade the commander, kind of talk about it as a potential commander, give it a grade, and then an average grade between the two of us. But before we get into it, we're talking about partner pairings, because partners are essential to this deck for some reason. So we're going to be talking about the partner pairings individually first, and then we're going to grade them as a potential partner pairing, as all of the partner pairings, because there are so many.
Strap in.
Strap in. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's go ahead and get started with this first one. Why not just the face of the deck itself? It's Leonardo, the Balance. It is 3 and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature, Mutant Ninja Turtle. It says whenever a token you control enters, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. And then for a beautiful Wooburg, white, blue, black, red, green, creatures you control gain menace, trample, and lifelink until end of turn. Partner, character select. So just as alone, this is a 5-color commander, Steven. I think it's good without the partner mechanic.
Yeah, it's interesting. I agree with you completely, but at the same time, it's on there. So it's tough for me to just grade this just as a single, because why would you not just add some more advantage? But uh this is really good. The do this once each turn obviously throttles us down quite a bit, but a +1/+1 on each creature you control. This is almost just like mono white tokens go wide and then just add a Wooburg just to just really hit somebody hard.
Yeah, this is, you said it, right? This is tokens go wide in all colors. If I was to build this
Yeah.
just like, I pick this up as a single, I'm like, all right, I'm set. I'm throwing every single kind of instance that make just extra creature tokens. And then every time I make a mass amount of creatures, every creature enters with a +1/+1 counter, because that's how that works.
Yep.
Um, and
Well,
then,
once
hey,
each turn at least.
once each turn is, yeah, but I'm saying if like you made 5 at a time, it will trigger that one time, but all 5 will get that one counter. Um, and then once you're just ready to win, you just pay Wooburg.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, so easy. I don't know. I think this card's really good. Obviously, it gets better with the commander as a pairing because you could just add extra into it. But I think we just move on to the grades for just this single. Steven, what are you giving it?
I'm just gonna give it a B. I think I want to give it an A, but I think that the A should be reserved when you add a partner.
I completely agree with you. I was going to say the exact same thing. That's why it's getting a B for me. So Leonardo by itself gets the average grade of a B. Moving on to another partner pairing by itself, it's Donatello the Brains. It's 2 and a blue for a 2/4 legendary creature, Mutant Ninja Turtle. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a mutagen token are created instead. Partner, character select. This one's a bit more kind of not meh, but by itself, it is definitely more a support piece.
I agree with you, but it's like how do I say it? It's like a 70% agreement, 30% disagreement. Because I think it is interesting because it does take mono blue in a way that you don't normally want to go. It's more like a swingy, but this to me is really interesting because this set in particular came with a lot of cards that animate your artifacts. So it makes them into creatures to then use those mutagen tokens. It sounds really fun, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, definitely fun. And I mean, in mono blue specifically, just as this being your only commander, I think there's a lot of ways to make clue tokens, just a bunch of different kind of tokens as well. So you'll be continuously making these other mutagen tokens. They're interesting, which then puts
Yeah.
it into like a perspective of, okay, I'm gonna make this really big with these now mutagen tokens, and I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, I do like it. It is weird though, because like I think last time I checked EDH Rec, there's only like 4 decks of this card built. So I guess like everyone was just like, never mind.
Let's go ahead and move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. Donatello starts with a D, so I'm giving it a D.
I'm gonna go to a C. I think it's viable. I think it's cool. I like the fact that it has like at least with this set in particular, not reanimate, but animate your artifacts a little bit more. So I'll go up to a C.
Well, Donatello the brains, because the average grade of a C. Michelangelo the Heart. It is 1 and a green for a 2/1 legendary creature mutant ninja turtle. It's got trample, it's got raid, the fridge. Since the beginning of your second main phase, if you attacked this turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and create a food token. Partner character select. I do like raid the fridge as a mechanic. It
I mean, it's
is
good.
it is good. Just at the beginning of your second main, if you attacked. Don't have to attack with this, but whatever you do, you get to put a counter on something, which you can just put on this if this didn't attack. Like I love this ability.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool. I love anything like 2 mana CMC commanders. It makes my heart smile.
Mm-hmm.
This with trample, it's a 2/1. You can start swinging, grow this. You're making food. You're gaining life, and there was so much fun stuff to do with food tokens in this set too. So this one spoke to me. It spoke to my heart.
Mono green, a lot of synergies for counters and food. So if you
Hmm.
wanted to go that direction of just Michelangelo because you are just a Michelangelo fan, then this is your kind of go-to, I would say. I think this grows very quickly in the right deck. So
Yeah.
kind of here for it. Moving on to the grades, Steven, what are you giving a Michelangelo by itself?
I'm still gonna stick with a C by itself.
I agree with you. By itself, it is a C for me as well, which brings us to our average grade for Michelangelo the Heart of a C. Moving on to Raphael the Muscle. It's 4 and a red for a 4/4 legendary creature mutant ninja turtle. Double all damage that creatures you control with counters on them would deal, and when Raphael enters, you create a mutagen token, and it's got partner character select. So you get the double damage if you have counters.
Yeah, this is where we start dipping in the grades for me. I mean, I like it, but this just kind of screams support piece.
I agree with you. I think this is very similar in the kind of Donatello range I was in earlier. This is definitely more of a support piece in the right build. I don't think you should build around this one specifically. This, I do think this is a very powerful card, but yeah, it's still support piece for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it at least helps you with the double damage. When it enters, you can create that mutagen and then put that +1/+1 on something. But this is 5 mana, and I mean, it allows you to set up your board to do the double damage. But again, it just gets stronger partnered up with something.
It does. So I think we could move on to the grades. I'll start once again. I think this one is going to be a D for me.
I will go to a D as well for this.
Well, Raphael the Muscle gets the average grade of a D by itself. Next up on the character select block, we've got Splinter the Mentor. It is 1 and a black for a 2/2 legendary creature, mutant ninja rat. It's got menace, and it says whenever Splinter or another non token creature you control leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token. Partner, character select.
Yeah,
I think this is cool. I do like the fact that it is doing the thing if you're trying to do the ninja route, right? If you're doing ninjutsu or you're trying to sneak stuff in and things just start leaving the battlefield, you're going to be creating those mutagen tokens and then getting things bigger, but then they'll probably be leaving. Two
I mean, I
different.
appreciate you trying to talk it up for me, but I can't. It's this is like mono black that cares about sack, which is kind of what mono black does, to be honest with you. For me, it's interesting because like it almost wants to go wide with these mutagen tokens, so you can put +1/+1s on a bunch of stuff. But
Hmm.
I just I don't know, man. It's almost like I feel like I could only build this as a Voltron,
Hey, we choose what holds us back.
and it's this card.
Let's move on to the grade, Steven. I think you're on the same page as me. I'm giving it a D again.
I mean, I might get a lot of hate. I'm just gonna go down to an F. I don't really enjoy this
Ooh.
whatsoever.
Well, Splinter the Mentor gets the average grade of a D by itself. And the final partner pairing with it by itself, which doesn't have full art for some reason. I don't know why they only showed us those 5 originally, and then they're just kind of hid April into the deck and been like, oh, you can also partner with this if you wanted to. But anyways, it's April O'Neil live on the scene. 1 and a blue for a 2/1 legendary creature human detective. Whenever a mutant, ninja, or turtle you control enters, investigate. Partner, character, select. Now, Steven, we've been talking
Hmm.
about support pieces. And I think this is the most support piece we've seen now.
I mean, but
It's
is
pretty
it
crazy.
though?
I do think
Because
so.
this is very particular, right? This cares about mutants, ninjas, and turtles, and then when they enter, you investigate. I think this is the helm of a deck that specifically cares about those kindred types.
Yeah, but in mono blue, this
Again,
this is a support piece. This is not supposed to be
yeah,
a mono blue commander, which is why I think we can quickly go to the grades for this as a standalone card and give this one an F because I'm giving it with that.
yeah, it is tough. I'll give this an F. It's just it's not it's not super great.
April O'Neil by herself gets the average grade of an F. But now is the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to get into the partner pairings. You'll know what the cards do, so let's just kind of talk about them as grades, Steven, as partner pairings. We'll start with this first one. How about Leonardo and Donatello together? It's doing the plus and plus encounter thing when a token enters, and when Donatello says those tokens are created, you make a mutagen as well. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's doing the thing, you know. It does kind of suck because it's almost like a non-bow to a certain extent. You're getting the +1/+1, the token comes in anyways, but now you're getting the +1/+1 once a turn, and then you're also getting the mutagens. So you're able to buff everything a little bit more, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's all
Um,
right.
yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the grades quickly. I don't think I can go lower just because Leonardo's still here. So I'm giving this pairing a B.
I will also give it a B. I think anytime you get to make extra mutagen tokens with this kind of deck, it's going to be a good time.
Leonardo and Donatello, average grade, B. How about this partner pairing? Michelangelo and Donatello. Steven, we've got, once again, plus and counters, but food and mutagen tokens now.
I mean, you're doing the thing, right? This is Simic at Simic's almost best.
I was gonna say I wouldn't almost. I think it's cool. I mean, it's still very interesting. I mean, Donatello is going to be making that mutagen token because of Michelangelo making the food, which is cool. Which also puts a counter, which then Donatello puts another counter with the mutagens. It's doing the counter thing. Is it doing it
Yeah, but it's
well?
not putting a +1/+1 on your entire team, you know?
It's not doing it well. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, moving on to grades. What are you giving this one?
I'll go down to a C. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's okay as a Simic pairing. It's a C for me as well, which means our average grade for Michelangelo and Donatello is a C. The Donatello train continues, but this time it's with Raphael. How do you feel about this? It doesn't necessarily matter. We're making counters. We are now in Is It, different color combination, and we're making just mutagen tokens.
Yeah, I hate this pairing.
Do you? Why?
Yeah. It's just not what I want to see when I do is it things.
Unfortunately, I do think Raphael is a bit slow coming down after Donatello, just because Donatello needs Raphael. I mean, in reality, you do want to cast Donatello before Raphael, but then I still think Raphael's just too slow at 5.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on curve, no ramp, this is turn 3 and then turn 5. So I guess turn 4 you can hopefully make some tokens that will give you mutagens, and I don't know. This isn't good.
It's, moving on to the grades. This isn't pairing. Unfortunately, I'm giving it a D.
I will give it a D as well.
We're slipping. Raphael and Donatello gets the average grade of a D. Next up, we've got Splinter and Donatello. We're in your favorite color combination now, Steven. We have Demir, and we're doing mutagen tokens.
It's gonna be a big no for me. Absolutely not. These
Why?
two do not work. They don't work well together whatsoever. Splinter cares about non-tokens, and Donatello is making you tokens. Like,
I mean, yes, that is true. I feel like you're trying to do the ninjutsu kind of sneak thing, but also make things big. And I kind of alluded to that when we were talking about Splinter, because if you're making things big, you probably don't want them to leave. So it
yeah,
just kind of
I no.
doesn't work. Let's move on to the grades. What are you giving this one?
I'm gonna give this a big fat F. This is not good whatsoever.
Oof, Splinter and Donatello. I agree.
Yeah, you were trying, but it wasn't gonna
I
work.
thought about it. I'm giving Splinter and Donatello an F, which means our average grade for the two of them is also an F. Moving on to some partner pairings, back again with Leonardo, which means we're five colors again. We've got it with Michelangelo and Steven. You actually went ahead and upgraded the Precon using this exact combination. So I'm curious to hear how you feel about this combination first.
It is aggressive. It is so insanely aggressive. This is probably the strong. I mean, I'm not gonna say probably. This is the strongest pairing you're gonna get. Michelangelo comes down turn 2, and if you have a one drop, even if it's a Birds of Paradise, you're going to make the food token. You're going to get the +1/+1 counter, and you're just going to continue to do the thing. It snowballs very aggressively, and it's honestly insane.
Lots O counters indeed. And if you wanted to see those upgrades, you already know, link in the description. You don't want to miss the 100 and 300 if you haven't seen them. But I agree, Steven. I think this is a very good pairing. I like the fact that it turns on the +1/+1 counter thing fast and then keeps it going with Leonardo. So I think this is a very easy one. What grade are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this an A. The fact that you can start putting +1/+1s on singular creatures with Michelangelo, and then as soon as you get Leonardo out, you're buffing the entire team. Yeah, easy A.
I hate to say it, but I agree with you. This one is an A for me as well, which means Leonardo and Michelangelo gets the average grade from us of an A. All right, how about Raphael and Michelangelo? A little bit of a gruel pairing, if you will. Michelangelo does do the +1/+1 counter thing quickly, like we had just mentioned, which might be good for Raphael now.
You know, it's tough to like these two together when there's a singular card in these same colors that costs the same amount of mana, and it's way better. So, referring to Raph and Mikey, troublemakers, it is. I don't know. I do like Raphael and Michelangelo as a partner pairing. Obviously, you're making foods. You're putting +1/+1 counters on things. It'll help with Raphael. But I don't know. It is gruel. I think these two work together very well, but I'm just not too excited.
Yeah, I mean, I do like this partner pairing more than the other ones I've seen with Raphael. Just because Michelangelo is just so low to the ground and it gets the game started with those counters. And then once Raphael hits, now you're everything that you've been growing with counters can smack in for double damage. I do like that. So let's go ahead and move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. I still do think this is just going to be middle of the road for a C.
Yeah, I'll join you there at a C. I think it's just kind of okay.
Raphael and Michelangelo, average grade, C. All right, the mentor is going to be joining Michelangelo now. Splinter and Michelangelo. We've got a beautiful Golgari pairing, but it doesn't really do what you want it to do. I feel like Splinter is going to be a broken record at this point where it really wants to do the thing of just bouncing things back to your hand or having things die to do the thing. And Michelangelo, once again, trying to grow those creatures that you want to bounce back.
Yeah, I think any partner pairing with Splinter is going to be a big old F from me. It's just Splinter just cares about one thing, but every single card I feel that you could pair it with cares about something completely opposite. And it just makes your entire game strategy go off into this wild, like just goose chase. And it's just not fun.
No, I kind of agree with you. So let's go move the grade, Steven. What are you giving Splinter and Michelangelo?
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it an F. I don't think Splinter works really well, which is insane to think about. Does not work well with the turtles.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. I'm gonna give it an F too. So this partner pairing unfortunately gets the average grade of an F. Five color back on the menu with Leonardo and Raphael this time, Steven. How do we feel about putting a counter on the entire team and also now doubling all damage all the team would do?
It's tougher because with Michelangelo, the green one, your game plan starts much earlier. These two, your game plan starts way later. One is 4 mana, one is 5 mana. I mean, thankfully, with Leonardo, you get to do it first, and that's kind of where you want to be with this. And then turn 5, you get Raphael down. You can do a little bit more. So that's nice, but it's just it's
I,
not bad, but it's not great.
I don't know. I think this is pretty solid. And the reason I'm saying that is because in your 98, not 99, you're going to be putting a lot of potentially low to the ground, build up your board quickly, +1/+1 counter theme. And once Leonardo hits the floor at turn 4 or even less, turn 3, and then Raphael hits the ground, um, that Wooberg ability with Raphael is game ending. It is so good.
Uh, you know, I I agree and I disagree. I think that obviously you're building the deck around these two, so you are building it to that certain like way you want to do it. But I don't know, man. It seems like I feel like it reads better than I think it'll play. If that makes sense.
Maybe. I don't know. Double damage, those are real effects. And I've talked down on it quite a bit, but I still like it here in this build. But
Yeah, it's just I think the reason why I'm not a huge fan of it is you are getting these two things down. You're building up the board. Hopefully, if we're talking magical Christmas lane, nobody's touching your stuff. Which is sidebar. If you play spell table, play more interaction. I play so many games of spell table and nobody is interacting with the board state whatsoever. It's insane. But going back to these two, let's just say on curve, 4 mana for Leonardo, 5 mana for Raphael, and then you're waiting a whole other turn because I mean, really, this turns on when you get to pay the Wooburg with Leonardo, right?
I
Because
mean,
you
you're
need the
still doing the
trample.
double damage though. I mean, if
You're doing
anything,
the double damage, but like
people
if you're
have to
just getting
block.
blocked by it, yeah, but if they're getting just blocked by like I don't know, like you can block with a 1/1, or if your board's not that like insanely big, you're only really going to take what 4, and you're like, okay, cool, I don't really care about that.
I still like it. Let's move to the grades. I'm giving this one a B.
I'm gonna go to a C. I don't I don't see it.
Just hard to
See it?
say hard to see it. Hard to say no to Leonardo being five colors still. Uh
Yeah.
which gives us our average grade for Leonardo and Raphael of a B. We got another Master Splinter hanging out with Raphael. Now, we've got a Rakdos pairing. But is it good? I don't think
No.
so. We just keep hitting the same drum of Splinter back and forth that it really wants to do the thing that this whole deck kind of doesn't want to do. It's just a weird include. Take it, put it somewhere else. Let's move on to the grade, Stephen. What are you giving Splinter and Raphael?
Believe it or not, I'm gonna give this an F.
Shocker. I'm going to join you at the F. I just don't think Splinter
No, it's
works.
Shredder.
Oh, funny. Splinter and Raphael, average grade F. All right. Can we change our minds with Splinter being with Leonardo now, Steven? We've got, once again, five colors hanging out here, but Splinter kind of wants to take it in a different direction still.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I would just play Leonardo by themselves.
Splinter does absolutely nothing to improve the partner pairing here.
again, Splinter cares about itself or another non-token. You can build this as like a ninja deck and do ninjutsu things, sure. Or like the word non-token on Splinter makes this card so bad when it comes to pairing.
I
The
will.
only reason,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. You're
No,
good.
no, no. You continue your thought. I have something to
All right.
say though.
The only reason why this pairing is good is because Leonardo is there with 5 colors, and I feel that might be the direction that you were trying to talk about right now.
My only reason that Splinter would be even a thought of being right here on the board is a pseudo board wipe protection, right? If all your stuff gets blown up with Splinter on the field, at least you have mutagen tokens left over. That's the only reason.
Man, and what do we say about cards that are in the command zone with flash? Like,
Yeah.
it's a trap.
It's a trap. Let's move
Yeah.
on to the grades. I don't know if you can give this one an F though. What are you giving it, Steven?
I'm I'm almost there. Listen, because we got 5 colors, Leonardo can hang out with Splinter, and Splinter's going to be in that command zone, never gaining any 2 additional mana cost to pay for it whatsoever. So I
Hey,
I don't even
protect
think
protect
I'm
the
going to go.
board. If they blow up, you get mutagen tokens.
Listen, I'll go to a D, and it's only because we get 5 colors, and Splinter's just going to chill up there watching his son have a good time.
That's exactly right. He's mentoring from afar. I am also giving this partner pairing a D, which brings us to our average grade for Leonardo and Splinter the Mentor of a D. And here is Leonardo's last pairing. It's with April O'Neil live on the scene. Interesting little ability here because April O'Neil technically play this early, play Leonardo. That'll trigger April. That'll make it a clue token and then pump the team. Kind of little interesting little tidbit there.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's not better than Splinter.
It's anything's better than Splinter. It so April versus like Michelangelo, right? It's interesting because Michelangelo's 2 mana, April O'Neil's 2 mana. April O'Neil will help trigger Leonardo. Michelangelo triggers new Leonardo. So it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. I would kind of probably put these two almost on even footing when you kind of comparing the two partners. But I do prefer Michelangelo. I think April O'Neil's good. If you love clues, this is all you. This is perfect.
I will say, if you were just buying these two singles and you're building a deck around this, I feel like you do have to go down that of putting only mutants, ninjas, and turtles in the deck to really make this hum, which
Yeah.
not all of them are good. But you're probably putting in all of the Michelangelos because they care about plus one counters and doing it that way. But
Yeah.
it's very
Agreed.
interesting. Let's move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. I do think this is a very good partner pairing, which is why I'm going to give this one a B.
I'll go to a B as well.
Look at that. Leonardo and April O'Neil. Partner pairing of a B. All right, Steven. Let's see if we could change our minds. It's Splinter and April O'Neil. I do think this partner pairing works.
Keep talking.
You are going to be getting the ninja thing going. And when you make ninjas, you're investigating. Look at that, ninjutsu. It actually works here.
It's a little better.
It is a little better. Yeah. Can you see it? And they're both low to the ground too, which means you can probably get these commanders out pretty easily. I do like the fact that Splinter has menace, so you are probably making Splinter go back to your hand over and over, putting down another ninja with ninjutsu, triggering April. If you have anything that cares about how many kind of artifact tokens you have in the deck, that might be really good too. A lot of card draw with those investigate tokens. Clue
Yeah.
tokens, should I say.
True. Yeah, they are clue tokens. I mean, I see it. I I mean, I'm here for it slightly more. I love Demir, so this is pulling at the heartstrings just a touch. But I mean, it's still a little rough, but I do see it a little bit better. I think the ninjutsu way is kind of the way this should be built. Obviously, I do like your idea that you mentioned prior when it came to ward wipe protection. So it is kind of nice to have these two. I do love the fact that they come down super early, boom, boom, and you're good to go. So yeah,
All right. I think I convinced you. Let's move on to the grades. I'm going middle of the road. This one's a C. Look at that. Not enough.
I thought every Splinter pairing was going to get an F, but I'll go to a C as well.
Gotcha. Splinter and April O'Neil actually does pretty well together. Average grade, C. How about Raphael and April? This is a weird one. You're going to be
Yeah,
investigating, but you're going to be doing damage with +1/+1 counters. This one, not necessarily that great, and is it?
no, it is not. Uh, it does not help with the +1/+1s. Raphael entering, you're just making a singular mutagen token. Now that you have blue, you can blink, I guess, and like, I know it's
Find the
so funny because
way.
I feel like anytime, yeah, find a way, just blink it. Uh, you're making more clue tokens, you're making more mutagens, but I don't know, man. It's a wonky pairing.
It is a wonky pairing, and that's why I'm not a fan. Let's move to the grades. Steven, what are you giving Raphael and April?
I'm gonna give it a D.
Oh, I was actually going to go one lower. I think this one's an F for me.
Yeah.
Raphael and April O'Neil gets the average grade of a D. Michelangelo has brought pizza to April O'Neil. How do we feel about
Huh.
this pairing?
I don't. I don't feel a thing.
You don't like this Simic one?
No, it's again, it's Simic just trying. April O'Neil again just cares about making you the clues whenever these things are entering. Michelangelo is more combat focused, making you foods. So if you want to do like a food clue thing, like cool, but like I
Cool.
don't think they work well together.
Food, counter, clues. We're going in a lot of directions with this build.
Yeah.
It is not a great build. This is this one's weird. I mean, if you're going the Mutant Ninja Turtle route, I still don't think it's that good.
Yeah, it's too wonky. It's pulling at too many directions.
Definitely is. But let's move on to the grades for this one, Steven. What are you giving Michelangelo in April?
Sadly, I'm gonna have to give this one an F. I don't think they work well together at all.
I don't think they work well together either. That's why I am also going to give this an F, which means our average grade for Michelangelo in April is an F. And our final partner pairing is the only partner pairing that is a mono-colored deck. It is April O'Neil with Donatello, which means whenever a Mutant Ninja Turtle enters, you not only make a clue, but you make a mutagen as well. So tokens in mono blue.
Uh, I kind of like it.
Do you? I mean, this interestingly enough, it is a perfect curve. Comes down on turn 2.
Yeah.
This comes down turn 3. Triggers April O'Neil and triggers Donatello. Look at that, doing the thing. But is it
Listen,
good?
mono blue, I think it is. I think mono blue is filled with shenanigans, and this kind of has a bunch of shenanigan synergies. There's a lot of cards that care about you drawing 2 cards per turn, so you being able to investigate with the clues, I think is going to be pretty detrimental.
You might be right. Keep convincing me because I don't see it still.
I mean, if that didn't get you, I don't know what will. I there's so many things that care about you drawing 2 cards in a turn, and this I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. There are so many cards that care about you drawing 2 cards in a single turn, and there are things that reduce the cost of those activated abilities. So I think that there are shenanigans afoot. And it is yeah, the Foot Clan, get it?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm actually pretty I think I'm getting higher and higher on this grade.
All right. I'm just going to say that I think it's pretty average. And I don't think I need to go any further than that. What are you going to give this one, Steven? It's monocolor, it's mono blue.
All right, I have a crazy one every time. I think I'm gonna give this a B.
A bit crazy for me because I just said average. So I'm giving this one a C, which brings
Yeah.
us to our average grade between the both of us. April O'Neil and Donatello get a partner pairing average of a B. We are finally out of the partner pairings. Time to go back into the single cards. Starting with the backup commander of the deck. It's Heroes in a Half Shell. It's white, blue, black, red, and a green for a 5/5 legendary creature mutant ninja turtle. It's got vigilance, it's got menace, it's got trample, it's got haste. And it says whenever one or more mutants, ninjas, and or turtles you control deal combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and draw a card. Steven, you have also upgraded on the channel the Precon using Heroes in a Half Shell. If you guys want to check that out, check the links in the description. What do you feel about this as a card? Because I personally like it.
I mean, it's got a lot of keywords, and you can't go wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, but 5 colors. It's 5 color good stuff. I built it more like kindred to mutants, which was really fun. And the X-Men cards like Deadpool and all that came out, and it was really fun, and it was an interesting build for sure. I do love card draw, which is fantastic, but it is kind of like one of those things where like it doesn't seem like super super strong. I feel like the partner pairings were a little bit better. I loved Leonardo and Michelangelo, so it was I don't know. I'm kind of like torn between the two.
Yeah, you mentioned you went with the mutant route, which I thought was very, very interesting. I didn't even think about going that route. Obviously, you can go any route. You can do the whole ninjutsu thing if you wanted to. Obviously, you wouldn't because you're trying to put counters on it. But just ninjas, mutants, or just turtles. Just kind of a combination of all three. Why not? Or just only use heroes in a half shell, aka just the mutant ninja turtles themselves. There are so many in the main set. You can build an entire deck just around all of them. This is a
Yeah.
very, very powerful card, though. I love these kind of commanders. I mean, if Riley was here, they'd probably say the same thing. Unlike Leonardo, they don't like the design of like making a 5 color commander only have one color to just cast it. That is kind of cheating. So this is just a little bit more fair in the terms of you need all 5 colors to get this out. But I do think in this today's day and age, kind of easy to do with the amount of different lands you have. But yeah, I really do like this card. Card draw does win games, and having it stapled on your commander is a real, real thing.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I do love the fact that I can just use one color and cheat something out in a 5 color deck, which seems kind of interesting.
Don't get me wrong,
I
I do
just
too.
really like I just really like the fact that Leonardo puts a +1/+1 counter on your entire team just for a token coming in, rather than you having to deal the damage. Regardless, this deck as a precon was very swingy. It is like nothing but aggro the entire game almost. So
Yeah.
this falls right in line with that kind of strategy. But yeah, I mean, vigilance, menace, trample, and haste for 5 mana it's pretty good. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger.
Well, let's move on to the grades, Steven. We will kick it off with you. Heroes in a half shell. What are you giving it?
I still think I'm going to give it an A.
Oh,
I think this is 5 color good stuff, and you are drawing cards, and you have a bunch of different routes you can go through, whether it's mutants, ninjas, or turtles if you're feeling super frisky.
I do think the Leonardo kind of collab with Michelangelo is a lot better. I'm just going to go one lower with a B here, but our average grade for Heroes in a half shell is going to be an A. Next up, we've got Baxter, Fly in the Ointment. 3 and a blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, insect mutant scientist. Whenever it enters or attacks, each creature you control with a counter on it gains flying until end of turn. And whenever you draw a card, you put a +1/+1 counter on Baxter. That is a spicy card. Just
Yeah, this is a really good card.
whenever it enters
This is a
or
nuts
attacks,
card.
each creature with a counter just flies now? Why does
Yeah,
that need to be a thing? Yeah,
this is stupid.
this is a very good card. However, we are in mono blue, so how good is this
And
card?
it's fantastic. I don't even care about the flying. I'll be honest with you. I think this is you draw cards, you put +1/+1s on this. Mono blue draws nothing but a ton of cards. This is commander damage swinging at you with lethality you've never seen before.
So you're saying kind of like a Voltron strategy here with Baxter, huh?
You could, I mean but that's the cool thing. Like again, this set did a bunch of stuff when it came to animating artifacts, putting +1/+1s on stuff with mutagen tokens. This is such a wild ride of a card that you can build this all sorts of ways. But that second piece of text, whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this.
Yeah,
I don't even care. It's a 4 mana 2/2. This is going to be,
it's
if
huge.
I'm building this right, it's going to be huge after I need to swing with it.
Yeah, I tried to play the devil's advocate here, but I completely agree, Steven. This card is nuts. Just the fact that it gives itself flying whenever it attacks.
Yeah.
It's going to be growing just on your turn. Oh, take my turn, draw a card. Oh, it's bigger. This card's
Because
so
that's the
good.
thing, like you
Yeah.
just draw a card during combat and it's flying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's just like, it's insane.
Yep. Moving on to the grades. What are you giving it?
A.
Hey.
Absolutely an A.
I think I might join you here. I'll give Baxter an A as well, which brings our average grade for Baxter Fly in the Ointment, just a random legend from inside the deck, of an A. We got another partner pairing, but this time we're only going to be talking about it as a partner pairing because it's Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop Skull and Crossbones is 1 and a black for a 2/1 legendary creature boar mutant. It has partner with Rocksteady Mutant Marauder. It's got Death Touch, and it says whenever Bebop deals combat damage to a player, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of counters on Bebop. If you do, you'll lose X life, and Rocksteady Mutant Marauder is 2 and a green for a 3/3 legendary creature Rhino Mutant. It does have partner with Bebop Trample. And whenever another non-token creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Look, they work together. Isn't that cool?
They really do work so well together. It is a little unfortunate because I wish Rocksteady was 2 mana and Bebop was 3, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of nice, I get it, but this is Golgari, good stuff. You're drawing cards, you're losing life, you can gain life back with some shenanigans. Oh man, I don't know. It does seem really fun.
It does. I completely agree. And I don't really understand Wizards' idea of having two different artists make these cards, because I feel like being a partner mechanic, hey, have the artist make the same thing and they can like look kind of similar next to each other on two separate cards. That's a weird nitpick, but the cards they're pretty cool. I think they're that powerful? Not really. But if you want to run a Golgari kind of +1/+1 counter strategy deck that helps you draw some cards, sure. Why not?
Yeah, there are better cards that do it. Absolutely. But
100%.
these are Bebop and Rocksteady. But I agree with you on the artist thing. I mean, one is like super vibrant and punchy with colors. The other one's more like pastel colors and more realistic.
I don't know why they did that. I really don't. Two very good artists, but yeah, let's move on to
Yeah.
the grades, Steven. What are you giving this partner pairing?
I mean, crazy enough. Well, no, I'm not gonna be crazy. I think I'm just gonna go middle of the road C. I think it's fun. I don't think it's like something super, super crazy.
I am agreeing with you again. This is C for me. Bebop and Rocksteady gets the average grade of a C. Next up, we've got Casey Jones, Back Alley Brute, 3 and a red for a 4/2 legendary creature human berserker. It's got menace, and it says whenever Casey Jones attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. And whenever you put one or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, Casey Jones deals that much damage to target opponent. I am a really big fan of this card, Steven. I
Yeah, I took it out of my precon, but it is good.
It is very good. Let me tell you, it says deals that much damage, which means if you have any effects putting multiple counters on something, you are dealing that much to that opponent. It is very, very mean. I wish it said each opponent, because that would be even meaner. However, having said all of that, we are in mono red for Casey Jones as a commander, and I don't think it's as strong as we might think, because I do like the +1/+1 counter thing, but it is highly in colors that this is not.
Sure. You're wrong. This is an A of a card. This is a turn 5 win
Turn
with
5.
just one other card. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me.
It's just the red terror. That's all you need.
The
That's all
Red
you need.
Terror, which says what now?
Yeah, so Hunter, the red terror. Whenever a red source you control deals damage to one or more permanents and or players, put a +1/+1 counter on the red terror.
So it's just an infinite combo.
Yeah.
I see. And I see why you've now liked it.
Yep.
The
So
combo
turn
player
4,
likes the
yeah.
combo.
So yeah, so turn 4 you're playing Casey Jones. Turn 5 you're playing the Red Terror. You're swinging with Casey and you win.
Yeah, it is powerful. Don't get me wrong. I just wish it was each opponent. I don't know. I mean, okay, we're gonna go straight to the grades now. You tell me what this grade is with a 2 card combo.
Hey,
Mm.
like what kind of question is that?
Can't go that high. I'm going down to a C for this as a commander.
That's fine. I knew you'd go middle of the road, and that's why I shot straight up.
Casey Jones gets the average grade of a B. Moving on to Irma, part-time mutant. It's 2 and a blue for a 1/1 legendary creature human mutant shapeshifter. At the beginning of combat on your turn, Irma becomes a copy of up to 1 other target creature you control, except her name is Irma, part-time mutant, and she has this ability. Then put a +1/+1 counter on her. Steven, I do remember when this was spoiled, you were super, super hyped in our spoiler video. Do you still feel that way today?
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing card at not the helm. This is really good in the 99 of any deck that you care about your commander. Because
Hmm.
this, at the beginning of combat, you don't have to swing with it. It just becomes a copy of it, which is fantastic.
I mean, yes, that is correct. You get 2 commanders essentially, but that's in the 99,
Hmm.
Steven. This is a commander grade. As a commander, is Irma good?
No.
No.
Yes. I mean, it can be good. You can make this a copy of something that if you draw cards, you do something. I mean, but that's the cool thing about clones, the versatility, right? I I'm not quite sure. I haven't played around with it too much at the helm of a deck, but when I saw this, it immediately I was just like, this goes into almost every deck I own.
Yeah, but you just mentioned we've seen the clone effect before. Is that good enough?
I think this is good because a lot of clone effects sometimes care about legendary, sometimes they don't. This one it keeps the name, so the legendary rule's not going to really like hit you too hard. And this is 3 mana.
Hmm.
I know there's no flash, but at least this will stick around and it grows. So I mean, that it's going to get better and better.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'll go ahead and give my 2 cents here. Having the fact that this is just this kind of static ability that continuously copies whatever you need in the moment, good. Any kind of other effects that you throw in here that are just really bonkers, any legends, it's really, really strong. Um,
Yeah. Also, I think the cool thing is, and I'm sorry to cut in, but like this isn't until end of turn. Like
mhm.
it's just that card. So if your commander gets removed, at least you still have that backup.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the commander. I mean, you'd always have the other
Yeah.
card on the field. Like eventually they're gonna have to take out the original copy of the card because it has to become a copy of one other or up to. So I guess it doesn't, but it will become itself on your turn again. Um,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and move on to the grades though, Steven. I'll kick us off. I think it's just middle of the road. I'm gonna give this one a C.
Yeah, I really want to give this a B. I'm gonna stick with a C for now. I'm sure if I play around with it, it'll be really fun, but just for this moment in time, where here we are.
Well, Irma, part-time mutant, gets the average grade of a C. Moving on to the all-powerful, it's Krang. The all-powerful. It's 4 and a blue or a 3/3 legendary artifact creature Utrom robot. If a player drawing a card causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on Krang. Steven, you did remove this out of the deck when you did your Precon upgrade, but the reason was not because this is a bad card, because it didn't fit in the deck. And I think you, think this card is real good.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool, man. I mean, I kind of want to build it like group huggy in a certain way, because then this gets like really big, but then your opponents get a bunch of cards, and that's scary. But like it's super fun. It's such an interesting mechanic because there's so many like ways to take this.
People love to draw cards in Magic, and I feel like this just gets just huge, just sitting here, right? Just the fact that you're going to be putting 2+1/+1 counters when they draw their second card. And I'm saying they, but even though it also counts you, because whenever a player,
Yeah.
if a player drawing a card causes an ability, you're just going to be flooding your entire deck with just kind of, hey, if you draw a card, do this thing. Just over and over and over. I mean, one of my favorite cards was that mono blue planeswalker that I'm blanking on the name, that every time you drew a card, you put a loyalty counter on it. Guess what? That triggers. So you get 2 loyalty counters. It's so good. I like Krang the All Powerful. The direction of this is kind of unique, and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good mono blue cards that care about counters and things like that. I mean, Danny Pink, for instance, Consecrated Sphinx are really good ones. We broke Consecrated Sphinx.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right? We did it.
Let's move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. I'm giving this one a B. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'll go to a B as well. I think it's an interesting one. I do like this. I think the reason why I like this card the most is because Homunculus Horde was a card that got released in Foundations, and I've always wanted to play that. And this card just goes so hard in that deck.
It really does. Krang the All Powerful gets the average grade of a B. Next up, we've got Leatherhead Iron Gator. 5 and 2 green for a 5/5 legendary creature, crocodile, mutant, rogue. It's got trample, it's got haste, and whenever Leatherhead attacks, you put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Now that I like.
Yeah, it's there.
It puts 2 counters on itself. Very easy to ramp in mono green, Steven, and you are doing the +1/+1 counter thing heavy in mono green. You are going to be making your board huge easily. Trample, haste. This comes down. It's a 7/7 trampler.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, right? Like, I think that's kind of God, I love this card, but this card in the 99 of decks is so good. But this card at the helm, like, I think it's cool because it does like allow newer players to come in and not be like so strung out on like triggers and all this. This is like I got to pay 7 of these green like forest tree things. I get to cast this, and then I get to put the dice with the 2 on it, and then I get to do the thing. Like super simple, easy, to the point, and you're just having a wild ride.
Steven, I'm going to the grades. I'm giving it a B.
God, you were high on this, huh? I'm gonna give this a C. I can't go all the way up there.
Hey, you talked about Raph and Mikey being 7 mana and doing the thing cool. This is 7 mana as well, and it's doing a cool thing to my
Dude,
eyes.
Rapid Mikey is doing way more work, brother.
Leatherhead Iron Gator gets the average grade of a B. All right, moving on to Rat King Pale Piper. 3 and a black for a 3/3 legendary creature, Rat Avatar. It's got Menace, and whenever it or another non-token creature you control leaves the battlefield, you create a 1/1 black rat creature token. You could pay 2, sacrifice a token to draw a card. This one is interesting. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah. Well, tell me, why are you not feeling great about it? Why are you feeling great about it?
Well, I look at this card as a really, really, really good card for an aristocrat strategy in the 99 of something, right? It's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, whatever this or another thing goes away, or specifically non-token, you make one of those 1/1 rats, you sack the rats, may draw a card. Now, is it good in a rat deck? I think so. Kind of a rat colony deck. You're going to be losing a lot of those. You'll be making 1/1 rats in response.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't think it's doing enough.
I mean,
I mean, that's coming from someone that says card draw wins games, and it's got card draw stapled right on top of it.
yeah. I mean, it's tough. I think this is not the best rat commander. I do like that it's a rat avatar, so it does like this is a rat itself, but like it's just it's so it is wonky. It is. Card draw does win games, but like at what point do you just not just play like another rat commander that does something a little bit more? I don't know. This
It's
isn't like draining. Obviously, you can build this with drain in the 99, but like just so many things that do it better.
Yeah, there really are, and that's kind of where I'm at, right? Because this is a pretty cool card in the 99 rat decks. I mean, there are plenty of rat decks So it as a commander, I think it's just kind of middle of the road. So let's go move the grades. This one's a C for me.
I'm gonna give it a C as well.
Rat
I feel
King.
like we're doing something wrong with that.
Rat King. Pale Piper. Average grade. C. All right. Moving on to Raphael Wave Warrior. It's 2 and a blue for a 0/2 legendary creature, Fish Mutant. It's got flying, it's got evolve, which means whenever a creature you control enters, if that creature had greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And then whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It is doing the card draw
Wow.
engine thing. And that is cool. We've seen
So
that
this
effect.
art and text scream support piece. It looks like Ray Fillet is going to go help support somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he's carrying barrels of
Toxic waste.
ooze. I just feel like we've seen this effect before, just a little easier, -1, or is any counters, should I say. Let's move on to the grade, Steven. I can tell that you don't like it. What are you giving it?
No, I do not. Yeah, it's too restrictive. It wants the +1/+1 counter theme, which again, I just this in the 99, and I don't even know if I'm putting this in the 99, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I'm gonna give this an F. I'll be honest. Like this is not great.
I'm not going to go that low. Maybe I have a soft spot for +1/+1 counters. I'm going to give it a D. Uh, you know what? No, I'm going to go up to a C. I think
That's wild.
we're still drawing cards on a commander. I can't do it. Average grade for Ray Fillet is a D. Next up, we've got Shredder, Shadow Master. It's 3 and 2 black for a 5/5 legendary creature human ninja. Whenever it attacks a player for each other opponent, you create a token that's a copy of Shredder tapped and attacking that player, except it isn't legendary. Sacrifice those tokens at the end of combat. And whenever Shredder deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. So essentially, that says Shredder has Myriad minus the legend rule.
Yeah.
So powerful, powerful, powerful effect, Steven. This is no joke.
I mean, this is very aggressive.
Yeah.
This is mono black aggro that I've never seen. This is intense.
I mean, if you have any of those, like, hey, if an opponent would lose this much life, then they lose twice that much life. That is game over.
This card with Helm of the Host is pretty broken, huh?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, granted, you'll be doing half and half, so you're putting them down to a fourth of their life, which is still very powerful. But if you have something
Still
like
pretty good.
Bloodletter of Aclazot's, game is over. You win.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much good evasion in artifacts as well with like Brotherhood Regalia and stuff like that. It's just this is so good.
I just feel like as good as it is though, it is still just like if you sit down at a table with this card, so it's like why are we playing this deck? Like you have one strategy here and it's make sure Shredder hits you. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
you
this
better
is
get a blocker out.
you better have removal. Like I honestly mulligan till removal. That's it.
Yep.
But hey, let's move on to the grade, Steven. This one is pretty powerful. What are you giving it?
We give it a B. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I want to give this an A, but like mono black and protection don't go well together.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm going down a little bit, but it is super strong. Just the amount of copy effects was like roaming throne and just other stuff that do the same thing. And then you said it best, Hunter. Just anything that says if they're gonna like double the life loss, it's game over.
Yep. I'm gonna agree with you at a B there. Just go to get your boots or something. Just put the boots. That's your protection and your haste. So now it does the thing. But Shredder, Shadow Master, average grade B. Moving on to Tempestra, Dame of Games. It's 1 and a red for a 1/3 legendary creature, Elemental Illusion. For 2 and a red, you can tap it, sacrifice an artifact, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it isn't legendary. It gains haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. This is not a very good card.
Not at the helm. Um, this is really good at the 99 of some decks for sure.
Yeah.
But at the helm, it is a little wonky.
If it could stick around, it doesn't give itself haste. I mean, in red, you could give it haste, but you gotta kind of just wait a whole turn once this hits the field, and then you'll be able to do the thing. Hopefully, you have an artifact to sack if you play this on curve.
Well, I think that's why I'm not a huge fan of this at the helm, is because this comes down on curve at 2. What are you making a copy of? Because the next turn you have to pay 3 and sack an artifact, so you probably don't have anything else on the field.
That's exactly right. Um, yeah, this is a weird card. I am not too big of a fan. We've seen kind of just copy effects before, and I think there are a lot stronger ways to do it. So, eh,
Again, I think in the 99, copying a commander that is like super strong, like Atali, is really good. Because I know Atali loves to be copied left and right, and there's other cards that do it better, but this is kind of like a little fun include if you want to go more budget. But uh, again, that is to make something not legendary. You get a copy of it, you get the swing, so any attack triggers, like it's really good in the 99. But
you could put a Talia in this. You could throw all of your
you could,
legendary creatures that are really powerful in red into this.
yeah, I meant the other Atali, but the the OG Atali is good in this. Yes.
Let's move on to the grades. What are you giving Tempestra as a commander, Steven?
Uh, I'm gonna give it a C. I think there's still some fun creatures you can throw in here to have a fun time with it, but it is just so slow.
I will completely agree with you. I'm going to give this a C as well, which brings us to our average grade for Tempestra of a C. Moving on to our final legendary creature that came out of the Turtle Power Precon. It's Tokka and Rahzar, unsupervised. It's 2 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, Turtle Wolf Mutant. It's got first strike, and whenever another non-token creature you control leaves the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on Tokka and Rahzar, and create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Yep, and that's where I stop caring.
That last line of text, huh? Isn't that a
Hmm.
bummer? And it's
Yeah,
non-token
that and then
creatures leaving.
non-token. Yep, exactly.
Because if it was token creatures, that would be pretty sweet. But the fact that you're in mono red trying to get rid of your creatures, not ideal.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So
Quickly move on to the grades.
that was a quick one to move on to the grades for our last one, Steven. So my question to you, what is the grade for Tokka and Rahzar?
F.
F. Yeah, I'm going to give this one an F as well. I'm not a big fan of this one either. Which brings us to our final grade. It's Tokka and Rahzar, unsupervised, average grade, F. And that is going to do it, Steven. That was quite a bit of legends for this one single precon deck. How do you feel?
This deck had so many legendary creatures, it's not funny.
And just new cards in general. I think there was, what, 30, 40 new cards? Something crazy like that.
Yeah, because what do they do normally? Like 10 new cards per precon?
Yep, normally just 10 cards, but nope. For the Universes Beyond, we have so many more. So many
Yeah.
more. It was actually 43 new cards, if I'm counting correctly.
Oh my god.
Almost half the deck, brand new
So
cards. But yeah, what do you guys think of these grades? Agree with them? Disagree with them? Interested to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section below. Also, while you're down there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because you don't want to miss out on all the other content, because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're just getting started. Or are we? I don't know. Guess you'll have to find out. Stay subscribed. In the description, links to all of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well to keep up to date with everything else that we got going on, as well as the pre-con upgrades, like I mentioned throughout the video, if you wanted to check them out. Also right there. And merch, if you guys wanted some merch, guysatmagic.com. Pick up yourself something nice. And on the screen right now, all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, do check the link in the description as well. And consider subscribing. But a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Dolo XMJ,
Fonzie,
Ghost McGrady,
Yasmin or Pablo,
Jan Amargos,
J Pizzle,
Calvor,
Stingrazor 1144.
and Thrifty PSGR. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye.